get something done to help the people of this horrible natural disaster, and also to help the people that were kind of forgotten, I should say, by their own government. And I think those are people that unfortunately didn't receive a lot of the funding, or didn't receive any funding whatsoever from the federal government. And we're trying to connect with them, and we have through Occupy, and made sure that they have a presence on the ground there, so that we can be 100% transparent with these folks, which I think is the most important thing to do in any charity raising event. You say, hey man, we had this many people in the building, this is how much we raised. This is exactly how much, that same number is what we will put to this and help people who are so unfortunate that they're not even in a position where they can help to provide for themselves. And besides that, not just people traditionally that we imagine would be victims of it, but also the people that are written out of history, like the undocumented workers that can't apply to people's stuff, people that used to work as laborers, people that used to work in restaurants, people that used to work taking care of other people's children. These people have been displaced and thrown out and completely forgotten, as if they don't make America run. So I think that it's important to keep those type of things in mind, and that's why we're here.
To help those individuals that have been swept under the rug by their federal government and say, yes, we give a fuck. Yes, motherfucker, I care. I'm guilty of giving a shit. Why aren't you guilty of that too? Fuck out of here.
Do you know anyone personally that hasn't been helped at all, or that was seriously affected?
I met a lot of people that were, talking to me about their situation and their crisis, and they were like, look, we appreciate, the food and other stuff, and we're trying to get like a rebuilding effort. And it's amazing to me that they weren't frustrated, you know what I mean? They weren't like fucking up, it wasn't crazy. They were more like, any help that we could get, we appreciate, thank you, technique, like just so focused on rebuilding their family. That's how you can tell they're in real dire need. We're not sitting there begging for something. We're giving this out of our heart, not because people are crying or doing stuff for money. I think it's because we give a fuck about hip-hop, because we want to show individuals that hip-hop still has a heart. And it's not just about a materialistic world. There was once a balance in our world, and now there is no balance in our world. So unfortunately, we're stuck with this.
Remember, there are a lot of people that lost their homes, lost all their possessions in the world. Any little bit that you can donate makes a difference. If you ain't got no money, remember time is the most valuable thing that you can donate to anybody.
If they realize how much it affects them and their community, if they realize that this is a global issue and that they're part of the world, that because we live in America, your little empire isn't safe anymore. You have to understand certain things about America. It's not the shining beacon of civilization in the savage world. It's part of the savage world. We've had presidential assassinations, we've had election issues, we've had superstorms, we've had shootouts, we had a revolution in this country that failed because the South lost in the Civil War. We're a country that's very much like all the other countries around. We've got a king and we overthrew him. And now we have a president. And now people debate whether the president has the powers that a king does. It's coming full circle. You can't make people care about anything. What you can do is provide them the opportunity to see things that they never seen before. And